one of the greatest ones, I don't know if you know this, was this woman named Jill Shively. The night of the timeline, everything relates to the timeline of where it was with this. So,
which is interesting because there's no other days in your life where you can break it down hour by hour, minute by minute like that. But obviously, you've been forced to.
To this day, Adam, I'll tell you how it affects my life. I have to know every second if I'm with someone or that. But before I was dating my wife and all that, I'd say, call me, text me that you're back home. And it became everything in my timeline because I could see how you have to prove, no, I was there. I heard this song on the radio. It was on this station. There was this car. And so I was living that way. I'd write notes in a book of everything I did. So if anybody ever questioned me, it's like, I have proof that this is what was on the radio. So I was thinking, what was my thought? God, what was I just saying about the...
just him...
Oh,
dying.
Jill Shively.
Oh, yeah, right there.
She sees a car with no lights on the Bronco coming through a red light over in San Vicente, obviously coming back from the crime. She almost hits him. She calls and gets the license plate number, sees him. His car goes up on the curb, and she hears the voice, and she watched the Naked Gun movie, 94, the night before, so she knew the voice and looked and called in and said, it's a drunk driver. And they never called her in. He's coming back because he said he was home taking a shower.
Really?
Yeah.
And that didn't come out until after the trial?
Well, she went in. They interviewed her, said, I suppose that she thought, Marcia Clark prosecutor probably thought, we've got so much stuff, we don't need that one. I think that was like one of the biggest things they should have used.
Wow.
With this woman, Jill. Oh, she sold her story to hard copy, which I don't know why that even matters, but gave the money away, didn't even take the money.
Really?
So it's just sort of like all these things that happen. It's like, oh, we got so much stuff. We'll get this. But that was just one of the things that kind of blew me away.
Right.
So, yeah, I think when he wrote a book called If I Did It, it's sort of like, come on.
I mean, because it's funny because in hip hop, there's like this thing that has kind of taken the culture by hold since maybe like the early 2010s with the early Chicago drill scene, where if your enemy dies, then you kind of celebrate. This is when, like, you know, the invention of that, which I'm sure people like privately did that, but you didn't really see it publicly in hip hop. Even when you go back to like the Biggie and Pac murders and everything like that, anybody who had an issue with Tupac was not doing an interview afterwards saying fuck him. It was more like, you know, hey, we're going to pay respect and not say that. I'm sure privately they would, but I think it was just considered too ugly to do that, which I feel like is probably even what would hold you back from sort of celebrating.
Because I think you said at the beginning of the show, I'm seriously all about the light. I hate even going backward. I do. And when I was doing my radio show after the trial, after I got the gig with the Howard Stern before in LA, the KLSX, I remember people from 2Pac's group came in and they liked me and said, will you play this new song on your show? And my show is more talk, but I said, yeah, sure. Now I didn't know a lot about 2Pac. It's 94, 95 now with the radio show, 95 and 96. So I got it, and it was Shed No More Tears.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be Hit 'Em Up here.
Well, Shed No More Tears says, remember Kato.
Right.
So I was like, is it about me? What was going on? So I didn't know, but I said, I love this song. It's talking about me.
But you thought that for a long time too, because I saw when you did the Vlad interview that you were still under that assumption. But Kato is actually a friend of his who lost his life. I don't know if maybe the Outlaws were in the dark about that, or.
But was his name? Kato. Was it named Kato for Bruce Lee? Because that's what I'm named. I wonder if it was the same thing with Kato.
I think they had a friend named Kato. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they had a friend who passed, and maybe they just thought you would think it was cool because it was the same name, or I don't know. Maybe they were trolling you.
No, they were great. Maybe you're right. Like and by the way, please remember Kato.
Yeah, remember Kato. He's deceased.
I'm with Adam, please. I'm alive.
No, yeah. I mean, it's super sad because a lot of those Outlaws guys are gone now too, and it's, man, like you just get older and you start to just get used to like every week somebody that you were around or were friends with or were cool with is losing their life. And even worse, like I just found out that a fucking dude that lived down the street from me died, and I didn't find out for 3 months.
Died from what?
Diabetes, I think. Okay, you know? Yeah, but it was just like kind of weird to have a friend of mine just mention it on the phone. And like he was clearly like done the grieving process. And I'm like, him?
You gotta be kidding me.
It's crazy, yeah.
That's my rap name, Diabetes. No, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So because your studios, it's by the way, it's just so cool. It's a great place, and you have a lot of rap culture. Yeah. So you know the world. I don't.
Sure.
I'm, I guess, more alternative. But have you ever been to the parties, the like album release parties, whatever, any kind of rap parties, are you ever scared when you go that there could be like a shooting or something? When you go, do you ever have a fear, or you're like, no, that's just people just talk about that, it never really happens?
If I go to a hip hop oriented party, for sure, I should probably have security with me. I run my mouth pretty consistently, but am I scared of it ever? Yeah, but it kind of depends on the clientele in this, and that's really something that kind of holds LA hip hop back, is that there's a lot of artists who come out, get popping, they're doing interviews, etc., and they're so gang related that nobody really is comfortable throwing shows for them. Or, it's like they're even like signing artists. There's certain artists that I've thought about signing, and then when I really listen to their music and think about all the different neighborhoods that they have beef with and stuff, and I just do I really want to take on the gravity of?
But do you know that when an artist gets signed, do you know that already, because you have the knowledge of oh man, that dude got signed, he's from this neighborhood, he's rough.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of hard to avoid when you've like been around a little bit long enough, and everybody has their alliances, and it's like you either get along with this side or this side, and not that it's that simple, but for sure, there's a lot of that. Even I'm gonna give you an example. There's a guy who has been on this podcast, and we found out yesterday that he got killed going to a weed store. And when the people that I was talking to at the time found out what weed store it was, their reaction was like, damn, why the f did he go over there? It's his enemy's neighborhood, and I guess to them it was 0% surprising that he got killed over there. And that's just the reality of being from out here, I guess.
He did your show.
He was been on my show a couple times, yeah.
Oh my! And obviously, I mean, I don't know the story, but he went into a weed store. Someone had to make a call and say, "Hey, he's here." Or how do you so quickly?
A lot of rumors already that maybe a girl, it was a setup, a backdoor type thing.
Oh my God.
But it's hard to say. But realistically, I mean, yeah, it could have been anything, because it's like somebody could have seen him in there. Maybe he's in there for 10 minutes. Somebody texts their friend, and it's hard to believe that there's that many people that are like aggressively wanting to kill other people. But
and obviously they never caught the shooter, I bet.
Well, it was yesterday, so
jeez, wow, this is crazy. Holy cow. And you knew the dude, this blows me away.
And then that's the kind of thing too, where it's like I go home and my wife's like, how's work today? And I'm just I'm not gonna mention that one. She doesn't need to know about that, because it's just too much for her to like, she just immediately imagines me in that scenario. Or, what if you were standing next to him when the situation went down? Not that I know him that well, but
but don't mention the weed store. What was the area? Can you mention that?
Somewhere in South Central. I think it was on Manchester Avenue. Yeah.
Note to self.
Definitely.
Kato.
But ironically,
Toluca Lake, hang out there.
I mean, the reality is you could go there and nobody would ever care. You're not from, well, obviously probably might have to take some photos and stuff, but you're not, if you're not from where this guy's from, then probably nobody's gonna give a shit.
A really quick story is that we do our show. We just did last week. We did a tour of Cecil Hotel. The Cecil Hotel was the Netflix series.
Yeah,
we go to the Cecil.
Great series. Yeah,
and we're there. And it's insanity. It's on Skid Row, basically. I mean, basically Skid Row. It's now a homeless shelter, I guess. We really can't get in. We snuck in a little bit, but I looked over my shoulder the entire time, because there's stuff that's going on that's just people that are mentally disturbed. They're punching at the air. It's everywhere. And this one guy, African American dude, built. He was so muscular. He is got his shirt off doing push-ups on the curb and doing these leg kicks. He's doing all this stuff, and he's playing this rap music. And I thought, is this his stuff? Because it was brilliant. I mean, I've never. It was all you mother. The way but the beat. I'm going. No wonder he's working out to this. I said to our camera guy, you got to get this thing, and who knows if we discover. But if I knew enough about it, I would have said, is this your fucking song? Because this is brilliant. You're working out here on a curb. Like, he's homeless.
Yeah.
But he's working out, and he's there's the shopping cart next to him. And I'm like, holy, how did you get where you're at? And still, where'd you get this great little stereo you have too? You're playing this, but it's you got to. I think for culture, you got to go in daytime to see what it really is to live in a thing. You and I, and probably everybody, a lot of us we don't have to worry about that right now. But it is amazing the culture of taking a walk in Skid Row and watching your step because there's people shooting up.
Yeah.
And I would think that's only in movies. No, I saw it from my own eyes going, this is so scary.
Yeah, 2014 through 2016, I lived downtown. And I think the moment when I decided that I needed to get out was I went and got 2 pieces of pizza at the corner pizzeria. I'm walking back to my apartment and I see somebody kind of like hunched over. I'm not sure. I'm like, what is this? A weird looking person. I start to realize, oh, they're like hunched over. And almost immediately the person is vomiting and blasting diarrhea all over the ground. And that was the moment where I was like, you know what? I think this is fucking up my quality of life. I got to get out of here. Realistically,
quality of life is fucking up your pizza. I'm not going to eat this now.
I mean, it's flooding my nostrils. I'm about to try to have this transcendent experience with this piece of pepperoni, and instead I have fecal matter entering my nose.
And like I said, we saw this, and it's like, yeah, I don't know what area you lived in, but man, it's there were open shops with other regular people that were there still.
Yeah,
I mean, cops were everywhere, but it just kind of blew me away of just how you kind of get there. But I guess people did get there, and I think it's drug related because they were people just out of their mind, talking to nothing, to no one,